Hi. So, do you take sleeping pills or sleep on the couch, sleep in another room, or really do anything that you feel like you sleep better that you don't want to do in the long term? If so, this video is for you. So first off, before we get started, just so you know, I am sick right now. I'm starting to get better, but I'm still dizzy. I have brain fog. I'm tired. I'm just a little lethargic right now, but you could probably hear it in my voice. I didn't want to miss another post. I know I didn't post anything last week, and I'm so sorry about that. I did do a written post inside the Sleep Makeover program, but not out here on social media. So here I am. I feel like I have a cough coming up. Bear with me if I have to cough. Let's go ahead and get started. So, like I mentioned, sleep medications, sleeping on the couch is a common one that I get asked about. People are wondering if it's okay that they do that in the meantime while they're trying to overcome insomnia. And this really can be applied to anything. Anything that you're doing. I can't think of any examples off the top of my head, but anything that you're doing, they feel like you have to do in order to sleep better. In the meantime, these are the type of things I'm talking about, and they're wondering if it's okay, and you might be wondering too. So here's how to know. Are you okay with doing them indefinitely, and you don't have a desire to change that? Like, you're okay with sleeping on the couch or taking the sleep medications indefinitely. You're not worried about having to change it in the future, or that you want to get off the pills, or that you want to get back to sleep on your couch. If you're okay with it, which is totally fine, then that is okay, because you're not having that conflict of interest. Now, if you are not okay with doing it long term, which you likely aren't, then you have a conflict of interest. And the problem is that raises your hyperarousal levels, because it's going to make you believe that there is something still wrong with you because you have to sleep on the couch or take the medications to sleep. So you feel like something's wrong with you, and you'll wonder why you can't sleep in your bed like a normal person or sleep without the medications like a normal person. And you'll have that feeling of frustration because you're in that situation. You also wonder how long you'll have to keep sleeping on the couch or take the sleep medications. Like, you want to get past it and move on in the future. And you have to remember, the real reason that we have insomnia in the first place, or the real reason we can't sleep, is your hyperarousal levels are up. You're raising your hyperarousal levels with all the stress, the worry, the wonder, frustration, all that fear, everything is raising those hyperarousal levels. It's not the situation of being in the bed or associating the bed with sleeplessness. It's not that. It's the fear of that sleeplessness that is raising your hyperarousal levels. Instead, I recommend having no conflict of interest when it comes to sleep. I mean, really anything in life, but not having a conflict of interest is what's going to help you sleep better. And there are two ways to do this, and both of them are perfectly fine. You can either change your thinking and your beliefs about the circumstance, or you can change the circumstance. So if you start off changing your thinking and your belief about the circumstance, I'm going to use the couch as an example for the rest of this. So let's say you're not okay with sleeping on the couch for the long term. You'd rather be able to get back in the bed. You have this conflict of interest, right? So if you can change your thoughts and your beliefs to be like, this is okay. I'm okay with doing it in the long term. This isn't a problem. I don't mind if I have to sleep here the rest of my life. If there's really deep down no conflict or frustration or wanting to change to sleep in the bed, then that is great. If you can change those thoughts and beliefs, that is a perfectly acceptable way to remove that conflict. Now, another option is to change the circumstance. So if you're sleeping on the couch and you don't want to sleep there forever, you'd rather be sleeping on the bed, go to the bed. That is changing that conflict of interest, removing that conflict of interest so that you are in your bed, you're where you ultimately want to be. Now, you're probably asking, what if I can't sleep? So yes, that's a common, everyone asks that when you talk about changing these or removing the conflict and changing the circumstance. So this thought can be helpful. You can use it to your advantage because this is showing you your relationship with being awake. Remember, when you fear being awake, when you fear that sleeplessness, this is, to your brain, you are trying to escape a perceived threat. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a physical threat and a perceived threat. So if you're trying to escape something, you fear something, your brain identifies that there's a threat out there and it's activating that fight or flight system, and that is what's raising those hyperarousal levels, and you can't sleep. So this just tells you that you need to work on befriending, what I call befriending wakefulness, is learning to be okay with being awake. Yes, nobody wants to be awake, but the more desperate you are to try to get away from it, the longer it's going to take to overcome insomnia. So you just want to learn to be okay being awake. Turn being awake at night into something joyful. You can do a hobby or read a book, watch a TV show, do a puzzle. I just got a puzzle. I haven't done one in years, and I am having so much fun doing the puzzle. So yeah, remember, with less conflict of interest, you're going to have less hyperarousal. And when you don't have that hyperarousal, sleep comes easily. That is the ultimate goal. And I'm curious, do you have any conflicts of interest with your sleep? I'm curious. Post them below. And that's it. I will see you in the next week, and hopefully I'll be feeling better. And if you have any questions, post them below. Bye.